Hello, this is Ashley Sellers with Speech, Language, and Beyond. I am here today because I know it has been such a long time since I've gotten on and I've done a video, and I know in the last video that I did, I kind of did an overall review of all of my therapy toys, and I told you about the idea that I had to start a series where I started to go over with you all of the toys that I used in my early intervention day-to-day speech therapy. I know I talked about going through each one of those toys, maybe two at a time, and also giving you a data collection sheet that I use so that you would know the language or words that I attach to each thing. So that is something that I plan on conquering today. But first, I wanted to do a short video to explain why it's taken me almost 2 months to get all of these things together. One of the things was as you all know, I'm based out of Albany, Georgia, and I run my private practice from my home, and it's very small. My business is still growing, and I started my business in July, I want to say, of 2009 or 2010. I know it's been since we've been in this house, since July, I'll just say July 29, 2010. Is when I started my business. And the umbrella that my business covers, I do online speech therapy under the name of my business by contracting with a online company that does staffing and contracts for people who want to do therapy online. And just for sake of legal purposes, I'm not going to give the name of this company that my business contracts with. I also do early intervention work in my area as well, under the name of my business, and I also see people here privately at my home. And as I've told you all before, at this particular point in time, I am Speech, Language, and Beyond. I'm the speech therapist, I'm the owner, the operator, I'm the secretary, the billing person, and everything. And I really like it that way, and I have it that way for a reason. And I know that you've noticed on all of my videos that my backgrounds, they change. Well, one of the things that my husband and I have been working on is being that we are fairly new homeowners, and I'm very obsessive about my home. I've done some updates to my home, including the office that I work in, and you can see some of that behind me. And what I want to kind of do is give you a tour of my therapy room. And this is just for anybody that is thinking about branching out on their own. Right now, because like I said in the previous video, right now, my life is about what's important for my family and wanting to be a career woman, but also putting myself in a position at the same time that I can still be a good wife, a good daughter, a good aunt, a good niece, and one day becoming a mom. And I want to have that part of my life already set up. So at this particular point in time, my business is not so much for me to gain a whole bunch of money or to, you know, become the speech therapist or anything of that nature, but for me to do enough where I can accomplish my dreams as a professional woman, and yet at the same time work together with my husband for us to develop the life that we want, that's important to us. And if it's in God's plan for me to have something bigger, and I'm not afraid to dream that, if it's in his plan for me to have other speech therapists that work under me and all of that, then I'm going to allow for him to lead me in that direction. But for now, this makes me happy. I'm independent. I'm on my own. I don't necessarily have a boss. I control my schedule. And from July 2010 up until this present moment, which is May of 2013, I have over 10 clients with my early intervention. I have over 20 students that I work with my online program, and right now I actually have one private client that comes out to my home, and they've been consistent and they've been lovely. And what my goal is this summer is to build up that part of my business through my YouTube videos, through advertising and different things of that nature. But for someone who's thinking about starting out and branching out on their own, I just kind of wanted to give you a tour of my office to let you see how simple it is, and to give you some reasons for why I have it the way that I do. And one thing that you will notice is that I do not have a whole bunch of my therapy things on display, and that is because I find it is such a big distraction for children coming in. If you have a lot of colorful things popping up off the wall and a lot of things that they can get to and just touch a whole lot, then it kind of takes away from the things you need them to concentrate on. So one of the things that I did during my time when I was not recording any videos, I took all of my therapy toys and I organized them, and I actually put them in my storage area in the back part of my home, and this is fairly neat, and I can go in there and pull the activities out as I need to. And in my wall unit that I have that I'm going to show you, I keep a lot of my tests, a lot of my supplies, a lot of my therapy manuals, and I do have a shelf here that have some things on it, but it's things that I know that I need to pull away very quickly. And I'm not going to show you this today, but the closet that is in this room is actually, there's a desk in there. That's kind of my private area where I keep a lot of my private files, and where I will go to if I just need that close-up area to be able to work in. So just kind of, and then the room that I'm in is there's a bathroom back here because my bedrooms are the Jack and Jill bedroom, so you know it's convenient for when I have my students in here and they have to use the restroom, then it's right off the room and it's, you know, right in there. And I also have a waiting area in my home for my parents that's actually in the foyer of my home, and you can walk in, like the foyer of my home, you can walk in, and then there's a living room there, but they're not really allowed in my living room area. But I have my foyer area nicely decorated as a waiting area for parents. And just to kind of give you an idea, because I'm going to get to the meat of everything, but to kind of give you an idea of how I work things out, what I always keep in mind is that, you know, this is my home. And it's a place that I value and I love to enjoy with my family. And because I have chosen to do my work from here, then I've organized it in a way that I can easily transition back into my family life once my work day is over. I have a position where my clients will have to respect my space because of the boundaries that I've set. In another video I will show you my waiting area, because right now what I'm doing is I'm getting dividers to kind of prevent people from being able to walk out of my foyer and get to my kitchen and my living room area. So I'm working on a divider, working on getting dividers for that, and kind of sectioning that off in a way where I can still transition my home back into being my home, and so that it still looks presentable and beautiful all at the same time. But I'm very happy with the progress that I have made with my office. So that's just to kind of give you some preliminary things. And you will notice that I do have a futon in here because I don't have any children right now, and I do have an extra guest bedroom. But when my nieces and my nephew come over and they stay with me, or when I have more than, you know, a visitor that's going to occupy more visitors that are going to occupy more than one area in my home, then I can easily use this futon as a way to transform this room into a guest bedroom if I need to. And the reason why I have my closet over here, that's my private area, I can lock this off and make sure that all of my therapy things that I don't want touched is still here, it's still neat, and it still operates as a workspace, which I'm not going to show you that today or whatever, but just to kind of give you a view. And my approach, I'm going to be honest with you, with speech therapy is that I don't want to be one of those speech therapists where my ego is all the way up here, because speech therapy is a profession just as it is anything else, as with being a teacher, being a doctor, being a lawyer, and any other profession that you do. And I always try to approach when I tell people about speech therapy from a personal standpoint, where you can, if you're another speech therapist and you're able to relate with where I'm coming from, if you're someone who's wanting to learn more about the profession, then I'm coming at you in a real and straightforward way. And I'm not to say there isn't any prestige behind being a speech therapist. I love it. I think I'm so glad that it's a career that I found, because it allows for so much flexibility, and you know, you can grow so much professionally and do so much on your own without always having to have another umbrella under you. So I love it. And I know I'm kind of going off on a whim, but I'm saying that to say, you know, if there is anyone out there that's like, oh, well, you know, she's doing this from her home, or, you know, I stay in a very respectable community. I'm proud of my home. It can easily transition from being a workspace where I invite others to come in, to easily transition back to a place where, you know, I spend time with my family. And trust me, anybody that knows me, family member wise, my work area, I'm very particular about. So, you know, I don't have a workspace where people are in here all the time, and then people have to worry about, because this is a room that I may open up to visitors, that there will be confidentiality or things like that. I don't allow people in this room. This room is a last resort. Even with my husband, even with my pet, it's a last resort. This is my space, and I keep it the way that it needs to be, up to regulations, in case I'm audited or someone needs to come in and, you know, and look at it or whatever. So if that's a concern that, you know, someone may have who may be looking at this video and considering, you know, using me as a speech therapist, I want to put that out there as well. So enough of the talking. I'm going to go ahead and just give you a short review, and please mind my table, because I have other videos that I'm actually going to work on today. So I kind of have my things on my table the way I want them, so as I go through and do my videos, and you'll be able to see it. Okay, so let's start the tour. Get myself together, you guys. All right. And this is a webcam, so, you know, I'm taking it with me. I'm going to show you if I can. All right, this first wall, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it to come out some. This first wall that you see is pretty much a wall that has all of my credentials on it. You'll see here that this is my ASHA certification, and then just a picture there for decoration. That is my bachelor's degree. Here in the middle, you will see that it's my state license. And then on the side, just because language and articulation are just my favorite areas that I love to work in, so I have those little signs. These are actually the little flags that you can get from Super Duper or whatever. And I went and got these placemats from Dollar Tree to add some color to, you know, to glue them to. And the theme for this room, which is the colors, I guess you can say, for my business, the theme for this room is blue, yellow, green, and white. So you'll see a lot of that. And just to try to come out just a little bit, here is just my window here that has my blue, you know, window covering there. And then there's a plant here down in the window, and there's the same also on the other side. Okay, then you'll see here is where I have my printer and my scanner. There's another plant there in the window. There's my telephone, which I have unhooked so that I'm not interrupted by phone calls. Okay, and then I'm just kind of going to give you a view, if I can, of my therapy table. Here's all my items that I'm going to be working on today. So this is my table and the area that I'm sitting at, and this is my table that I will also use for therapy in my room. And if you notice over here, I'm trying to make sure I can see what I'm showing you. And if you notice over here, this is my wall. And these are pictures, I'm glad to say, that I actually created myself. And I wish it was a way that I could zoom in on it, but my camera can only go so far. But basically what you see on this wall are different pictures of that have blue, green, and yellow and white designs in them, with some mirrors. And what I did was I have some polka dots here, I have some stripes here, and I have the name of my business right there in the middle. And what I did was I just went on the internet and I put in blue and green polka dot patterns, the blue and green and yellow stripes, and I took these pictures and I printed them out, and I just went simply to my Dollar Tree and I put these inside of a frame and just created a real cool design as a backdrop on the wall. So the way my house is created, once you come down my hallway and you walk into this room, this is the area that you are going to see. And I love this. And I did some areas of, you know, retouching this wall and kind of repainting that color. And then if you come out some, you'll see right here my futon here, and it's brown. And of course I have my pillows that kind of have that blue and yellow in them. And then I have my tree here in the corner just to add some liveliness to the room. And then if we go around, you will see, hold on, make sure it's not crooked. If you go around here, this little doorway right here is that closet area that I was telling you about. And in this closet area, I have a desk, I have a bookshelf, I have another printer, and I have a couple of all of my files and everything that's in here. And what I plan on doing is changing this lockout so this can always lock. So, you know, whenever I do have company coming and they have to use this room, then I take all of my important therapy things and I put them in here, which they stay in here most of the time, and keep them behind lock and key so that no one can get to them. All right, so if we keep going, let's see, I need to make sure I'm showing you the right things. Hold on, let's come down. Okay, so if we keep going, you'll notice my wall unit here. Let's bring my screen down. Okay, you'll notice my wall unit here. I can't get all of it, but this is kind of a floor to ceiling look. And basically there's my flat screen TV there. And what sometimes I do plan on using, and there's a PlayStation 2 that's hooked up to my husband's old one, but sometimes I will put DVDs there and we can kind of do some of those baby bumblebee videos and stuff like that that teach nouns and language and stuff like that. And you'll know, and in this wall unit, I go down to the floor, you see these little shelving space. That's where my testing manuals, my supplies and things like that. And you'll notice at the top those two I guess you can say boxes, which are kind of blue and green, and I keep a lot of my toys in there. And I keep it up high because I don't want my kids to get to them easily, so I will grab it and take out what I need, you know, for therapy. And then and this other little open area here at the top are two vases, and then an area where I keep my progress folder for my private client that comes in. He knows he can always go there and we'll get his folder for him to put his sticker in and things like that. And then right there at the bottom, it's just my things that I have to have on a day-to-day basis, where I keep most of my copy paper, a lot of my files that I need. I have like a lot of master copies of things that I need when I'm online or stuff like that. Just my everyday go-to things is kind of in that area that I can just go to and grab. All right, and then if we keep coming around, I'm trying to get to it as best as I can because there's like a little corner there. Hold on. So if we keep coming around, that's the entrance to my room, and you will notice that there is a small little shelf that I have up against the wall there. My laminator is there. My crate that has all of my therapy books and stuff that I would normally make copies out of is in there. And then you'll notice there are like a few little therapy toys, and actually what you see is one of my toys I actually plan on using for my giveaway, a couple of more manuals, my wall calendar. And then you can also see on the wall that I have another one of my speech posters up about communication skills that I ordered from Super Duper, just to add some color to the room. And we come back around, there's still the Jack and Jill bathroom here that they can go to when they're in here. And then here is a copy of my master's degree that I received from Valdosta State University. So, excuse me. All right. So that is just a short view of what my room looks like. Let's bring my camera down some. But that's a short view of what my room looks like, and I hope that you like it. Like I said, it's not to others it may not be much, but it means a lot to me. I think it's a kid-friendly room. It's also it's a kid-friendly room, but yet at the same time it has a lot of my personality in it. It's a room that I can, when I am walking through my house and I'm not working and my door is open, I look in and I get so much pride in, because I know how long it took me to get to this position to be able to do this. So I'm very happy. And so you can look for an upcoming video on where I'm ready to show you this closet, because I'm still remodeling it, making it look like an office. And I'm thinking about, well, anyway, yeah, I can't do that, but anyway, I'll let you see how that closet looks once I'm finished, because I'm still doing some painting in there. And I will also give you a tour of my waiting area in my house, and to show you how that's sectioned off once I have it the way I want it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, any concerns about where I ordered some of my things from, please let me know and I'll feel free to answer those. And look out for my next video that I'm actually about to record right now, about starting the toy series. Thank you.